everyone, and welcome to the Neotaku podcast. My name is Marajafan, and today I'm here with Joji Matthews, the biggest red pill and shithead in the universe.
I'm angry!
And our special guest, Vega Loves. She's a girl. Hi!
Hey!
And today...
I'm totally a girl.
Girl cast.
Oh wait, let me get my wig and my
No.
and wait, okay, I have like a fucking bra that
What the
a friend
fuck are we doing
gave me,
anymore?
like left here when we did like a modeling shoot in a sewer, and it was
What?
really cool. But like, yeah, okay, this is girl Joji now.
Hi,
Georgina.
Georgina. Yeah. Hi boys, Georgina here. I am actually wearing a wig.
What the fuck is
This
going
is-
on?
This is not
Too bad this isn't video.
Look, I'm dedicated to character even when I'm not on video.
And today we're gonna be talking about idols, as you can see from our guest. And before we start, let me preface this by saying, yeah, we fucked up. We're sorry. We didn't have videos for about like a month and a half. We're working on it, and that'll be happening probably around August. So,
Yep.
getting that bitch out of the way, let's talk about the topic. So, I'm new to starting this kind of shit. So, but when we talk about idols, we are talking today specifically, mostly about Japanese idols and Japanese idol culture. So, getting that all out of the way, we are going to be mentioning stuff like K-pop, maybe Chinese idols, American idols, just the idol in general. But
Yeah. I might bring up like some Vietnamese idols because recently I was in that region and stuff.
you're
Yeah.
very interestingly versed.
My-
Vika.
My only really thing I know about is Japanese idols, because that pertains to anime idols.
Yeah, we're gonna be probably talking mostly about Japanese and anime idols. So if you guys were thinking we were gonna talk about mostly anything else, we'll pepper it in, but it's not the main topic. So when we talk about what an idol is, what is an idol to you guys more than anything else?
I mean, an idol is just like, okay, well, like there's two like primary defining, sectors that I put idols into. There's the idol and then there's the anti-idol. And so like, but usually they stick to the trend of being a cute girl that like makes music and does stuff.
Yeah, I think that really kind of falls into the general idol we're talking about. What about you, Vega? Is it mainly pertaining to the music idol, or is it talking to like the variety show idol as well? Do you think it just kind of falls into a popular person in general?
Well, here's my sense. It's kind of like boy bands. You get cute, attractive young people with an ability to dance, not necessarily sing.
Oh, get you.
And also add mini skirts. But really, idols I know in Japan, idols mostly pertain to groups or individuals that dance and sing, and they don't usually do bands. They're not like bands. They're not like just regular divas or things like that. They're girls that you pretty much want to have a relationship with, but you can't, so you just watch them from afar.
Because they're contractually not allowed to have relationships anyway.
And they'll shave their head out of pure shame because they do it. All right, that's a subject we'll get onto later. Like, I'd like to also, what I'm more interested in talking about, because I have my personal experience with idol culture, which we can get into, is while I've never actually been too big into J-idols myself, I've always been a big K-pop and Vocaloid fan. I'm huge into Love Live. Like, huge into Love Live. I I actually was kind of surprised you did all your Love Live stuff so soon, and then like with Aaron and everything, and I was like, yes, yes, yes.
I love Love Live. Love Live is
Love is
love.
Love Live.
I think this is the one group of podcasters who can get to mutually agree that Love Live is like the best thing ever.
Hey, it got voted as one of the best anime movies of all time in some sort of thing. Now, I don't think it's one of the best anime movies, but that's how many fans there are to actually think this.
Yeah, no,
I think
on NHK's 100 Years of Anime, Love Live ranked disproportionately higher than it was expected to. And it's really cool to, like, consider that.
I don't think it belongs that high, but I do love it. I just think there's better stuff, but I still love it.
Because Love Live is love. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
Yes.
I out of pure curiosity, because we're talking about it, is Nico your actual favorite girl, or are you memeing? I just wanted to make totally sure, because like I couldn't tell clearly. Okay.
Yes.
Because I could.
Oh,
Nico.
Oh wait, so there's
is
another
my favorite.
true patrician here, because that's what I'm fucking hearing. Is that someone else has like more than 2 fucking brain cells on the face of this goddamn planet? Nico is the fucking best character design to have ever existed. I want to grab her handles, and I just want to play with her. Nico is my real life wife, right? No one else is allowed to have her. I'm still wearing a wig and it's waving around and getting into my mouth. But like, Nico.
I'm sorry, but
Nico is
my wedding is technically to Nico right now.
Oh fuck.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered on this podcast to join for the union of Vega and Nico Yazawa. May everyone hold their peace.
Objection.
This is not Phoenix Wright. You cannot object.
I like the nose of me because boobs.
Yeah.
Aesthetics.
But here's the thing,
Aesthetics.
right? Here's the thing, okay? Real talk right now. Flat is justice.
Jesus
Okay?
Christ. Mm-hmm.
Look, busty anime women had the limelight for far too long, until one valiant hero by the name of Nico Yazawa came out and said, "Look at me, I'm fucking adorable as shit."
Pet Don, Suru, Pet Don.
I like Nico, and I like especially her character in Love Live. She's not my favorite, but I can definitely see the credits in her. A lot of people fucking like Nico. I was actually kind of surprised by when I first got into the fandom. I thought people would be more into coterie, to be really honest.
The thing is with Nico, the reason why people like her so much is because while she loves being an idol and she really wants to be an idol, some of her attitude is like anti-idol in terms of, you know, she's kind of has a cynical way of doing this, something that really stands out with the whole cast. She kind of adds this, you know, like a little bit of a realistic view, but also this idealized view that kind of just complements everyone else in the cast. And without her, we probably would have just had a bunch of too moe to even like girls, and just Love Live wouldn't be as good as it was without Nico as not only kind of the part of comedy, because she is the butt of jokes, but also because of her attitude towards idols, because of how much she really dreams of this, how much she's willing to work hard for it, even though her talent isn't on the level as, say, Maki or something. But also that's kind of cynical edge of hers. And she's a fangirl. Fangirl on par with Haneo, who is my second waifu because Haneo.
I think definitely the fan base really plays into why Nico and Haneo are like some of the toppers for like people's favorite lists, because they're both fucking weeps. Like on a fan base level, I personally feel that Haneo is the least abrasive choice if you wanted to get into like the very shy and timid like fangirl because that's what I am. Hanayo is like my second down from Nozomi. But like Nico is very interesting, and I think like her passion, especially for like what she wants to do, really kind of seeps through. God damn it, this is becoming a Love Live cast. Abort!
Hey, Love Live is love.
Yeah.
And fuck it, we're doing it live.
Plus, there's one other element that makes her top. Pigtails.
Fuck
Think
yeah.
about it.
Fuck yeah.
Everyone likes pigtails on anime girls. It's like the universal symbol of adorableness. Add that with Zeta Ryoiki, and you got yourself like
Holy shit.
S grade right there.
Look, I'm just saying that this is how my fucking anime waifu ranking goes, right? Number 1, fucking Asuka Langley, sorry. It's probably never going to get topped, right? Number 2 is fucking Akko from Little Witch Academia, because just, oh my god. And then number 3 is, like, fucking Nico, because she's, like, the only one that I can justify, like, in words. Yeah.
Ooh, list. I guess Nico would be number 1. Sailor Venus, like, number 2. Yeah, 'cause Sailor Venus goes back since I was, like, 12, so, yeah. And, man, I guess those are my only 2, because I don't really have anyone that's
I have
that
like
high.
a whole waifu chart myself and everything, like, because I'm like not in a waifu. It's like, man, I want to fuck that, but like rather like, wow, I'd love to spend a day with you and hang out and have you do whatever we want to go do. Let's go to a movie, kind of like list. And because you brought up Sailor Venus and stuff, like I realized like she's very actually popular on waifu charts from what I've seen on 4chan too. God damn it, it's coming Maho cast now. No, I'm sitting here because I'm the Maho trash can. So,
This is the girl
it's girl cast.
as we said.
The girl cast. Shoujo cast.
pretty much, with Australian man in the background that's also wearing a wig. What are we doing? Yeah. Back on topic from like the big fucking jump we did. What is your guys' overall personal experience with idol culture? Vega, if you'd like to get yours out of the way, because we know.
Oh, okay, so my experience was just anime. Like, my very first idol anime was AKB0048, which is one of my favorite anime of all time. I highly recommend it. It's on Crunchyroll. Everyone go see it. But, that got me into AKB48. So that was like my first exposure to really idols. Like I've heard of idols before. I may have listened to a couple, but never like AKB just kind of opened the floodgates. And so after I got into that, I was like, I wonder what other idol anime is there. And then, found Idolmaster, watched Creamy Mommy, and it just started spiraling downward. But yeah, I really loved idol anime to the point that I wanted to do an entire panel of it because the trend was just starting to get up there, and I thought this would make a great panel. And then the panel was really successful, lots of people at every convention I did that panel at. So I'm like, why don't I just take this to YouTube? And yeah. And then, of course, I learned over time about some of the other aspects of real life idol culture and even the anti-idols, like, say, BIS or BIS. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's kind of like
BIS.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but BIS and stuff like that. So I kind of got into them more recently, thanks to a few people. And yeah, it's just getting out of control, but I like it.
Think, yeah, because one thing jumping off of what you were saying about YouTube and stuff is that I think we have the same initiative, me and you, with how we approach like the things we're not popular about, the things we're passionate about. Because you seem to have like in all of your openings to your videos, you seem to have this kind of initiative that's like, because nobody else cares about idols. Nobody else will take idols seriously. Nobody will take the kind of anime like I'm into seriously, and that really kind of sticks with me because like I think we all know this from like magical girls and stuff like that. Nobody understands really what the magical girl is on like a popular basis, and like it's really frustrating. I don't know. I felt like that kind of stuck with me rather.
If you're ever at a convention where like a few of my friends who like really talk about magical girls in the academic sense, I gotta introduce you, because holy crap, that would be such a good conversation.
I fucking love my magical girls, and like it pisses me. I have to fucking go and flamethrower some bitches when they tell me like, oh, Kill la Kill isn't a magical girl anime. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. That's again off the topic. Idol anime.
We should definitely do if you have a magical girl cast, I would totally want to be part of that.
Oh, fine. Yeah, chill. I don't mind. I love talking with people.
I think we'll need to do another girl cast.
Oh god.
Because I've been watching magical girls as well, but like I need to watch more.
Okay.
I need to consume.
But there is.
Okay, Georgina. So, what's your personal experience with idol culture?
So back in the day when I was a little girl, but not that little, I was like 12.
Yeah.
Right? And I was at a scouts camp, and a friend of mine had a laptop, and on it, they had a Hatsune Miku concert that they downloaded, and that was my introduction to the world of Vocaloid, and so like I'd consumed that many a time. And this was, like, even before I got into, like, anime. Like, this was before I'd seen High School of the Dead, which was, like, my first fucking anime. But then, like, once I moved to the city, it would have been around the time that Love Live was happening, and, like, it was one of the earlier anime that I was watching. And so then, like, yeah, I was, like, super into it. And then I did like fucking presentation about Love Live in high school, and I failed that class. And it was great. And then like I was reading Gantz, and I got into like the idea, like I was reading about the idea of the Graver idol and stuff like that, Grave idol, and yeah, all of that stuff. And so then when I was hanging out on 4chan and they were having a Grave thread, I was like just downloading everything and learning so much. And basically, like fucking, I was listening to like some music, some Japanese music. I think it was Shinsei Kamate-chan. And from there, I was linked to like BIS and like baby metal and stuff like that. And from there, I got into like Shoujo Tai and some other fucking like idol like groups and like individuals, and yeah, I
think overall, like, while I know like a lot like on a fair pan of like scale, I don't think I'm the most qualified to speak, especially on the Japanese idol. I think if you guys more qualified, I know a lot about K-pop because I've always been into K-pop, and I've been super passionate about K-pop, but
yeah, that was actually another thing when I was a little girl, and I was studying,
I can't.
and I was studying Korean at school. We were actually, like, shown K-pop, like, a shit ton, just to, like, keep people's attention, because, like, that was the one way that... And, like, this was in, like, Gangnam Style boom era, like, that kind of shit.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill myself.
Open
Yeah.
Gundam stuff.
I mean, I still do want to kill myself, but like, that's like for different reasons. But yeah, like I was like into, like I was studying Korean, and like I was the only person who gave a shit. And so like I got really into like fucking, what's their name now? They were the band that did like G and stuff.
Girls'
like that.
Generation.
Girls' Generation.
Yeah, that's them. But they've changed their name. Haven't
No,
they?
they're
I haven't kept
They're
up
still
with
Girls'
them,
Generation. Shouldn't you Sendai or
Okay.
like whatever? I don't remember.
Yeah.
My
Anyway, yeah, I was into that, and I had the music video on my iPad, and it was, yeah.
Go ahead, Vika.
Oh, okay. If you guys are ever in Chicago, there is an entire K-pop store in Chinatown right
serious?
on the Red Line.
Really?
Yeah, like, I went there a few times because one of my friends is big into K-pop, and I just like, I have dipped a toe in it a few times. It's all right. But yeah, there's an entire just K-pop shop right where you when you get off at Chinatown in Chicago.
Of all the fucking places, Chicago. I live on West Coast, so I'm used to seeing a lot of Asian influence over here, especially, but I've never thought of ever seeing a K-pop store around like San Fran or Seattle or anything. So okay, that's something definitely I have to watch out for.
Yep. They got like all sorts of merchandise there, like towels, like cups, of course CDs, and they always have music videos playing in the store.
It kind of branches on to like the kind of ideal, especially of the Western idol fan, and like how, I bet back in the 90s and the 80s that I believe Japanese idols would have never thought that really their kind of appeal would have had such a distinct effect on the West, especially the Western anime community. And it's very strange, especially with the coming insurgence of vaporwave or like future funk, that these older idols have like found such prominence now in like niche cult culture.
I love the vaporwave like
it's my addiction
thing right now. It's so chill.
Aesthetic. Aesthetic.
Yes, it's like music to vape to.
When I listen to vaporwave, I kind of turn into vapor. Like I like usually I'm wearing my Magda shirt from like patreon.com/bensang, and like I turn into the vapors. And like
I just imagine you as like a lumpy space princess like version of the vapors, except with your wig on and everything. I'm just imagining that right now. Oh my god, guys, the pillows are back in fully cool.
Like, oh my gosh. Like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Look, just real talk for a minute. Do not like the new Pillows music.
Really?
Fuck them.
I haven't listened to the Pillows in years.
Did you ever watch Fully Cooley back in the day, Vega?
Oh, of course, man. Like, Fully Cooley, they played it on Cartoon Network like 1 billion times. Like, I've watched that like at least 3-4 times by now.
Wild. Jumping back onto the track. I kind of wanted to jump into rather the types of idols that we kind of see in like media. I thought actually you had a larger reach of idols, so I was like, god damn it, I gotta prepare everything. And then I'm just like, oh, okay, well, all right, we'll work with this. So
I love the last one on the list because I have lots of opinions over its comic right now.
We'll talk about it. Definitely. Let's talk really quick with something a little bit more orthodox, the Western animated idol. Which is, I forgot to add one other one, which is Puffy Amiyumi, which nobody fucking talks about anymore.
I liked that show, and I liked that band.
That was my introduction, actually, to idols and anime, mostly in general, low-key. That and Teen Titans, which...
I never considered Puffy Amiyumi idols, because in the traditional sense, idols is like a certain type of look and marketing that Puffy Amiyumi wasn't doing. I just kind of considered them a song, like
band.
Just a pop duo.
I think.
Like, kind of a band.
Yeah.
But I still love them a lot. And holy crap, their cartoon was... I haven't watched it in a year, so I couldn't, like,
nostalgia goggles
hate it now.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, but I loved it when it was on TV. I still got a DVD from it.
Well, I don't consider Puffy Amiyumi idol exactly. I think it's the closest thing we get to idol culture before Jim and the Holograms. After Jim and the Holograms, because a lot of the use of the live action, because I remember specifically they used a lot of live action in the show for the actual band, that like it felt very marketed towards how idols would be marketed in the West, at least the closest to from the Japanese, which is really interesting, honestly. But we all know that Jim and the Holograms is the closest thing we have to actual, like, inspired by anime Japanese idol in an
Yeah.
American
And-
setting, kind of like.
And what's kind of interesting of the Puffy Amiyumi example of that you just used is that we had that equivalent in America back in the 80s and early 90s where we had like Hammerman, the cartoon, or New Kids on the Block, the cartoon,
Yeah.
or things like that. So like oh god, the celebrity cartoons back then. Cartoons were crap in the
Oh,
80s.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
one thing that I find really interesting is like the ties between like Western wrestling culture and like how that kind of is similar to like idol culture in a lot of ways as well.
Huh. You know, thinking about it, that actually kind of fits in because it's, well, with any personality kind of business, you're going to see fault lines through like to everything from like wrestling to idols, and then idols to
The
talk
cult of
shows,
person.
and talk shows to whatever else jumps off the plate. Rather, like, I think it comes with the business of it, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But basically what I'm saying is that John Cena is the Western equivalent of like an idol. Like like I know it sounds weird, right? But like he wrestle really badly. He's not
He
that
wrestle?
great of a wrestler.
He rap. He do the wrestle and the
He
rap.
That sounds like a caricature.
He do the rap. He
Does
do
he-
the wrestle.
Does he have a catchphrase? Does he have a catchphrase?
You can't see me. That's like
You can't see me.
Okay.
John Cena's
I don't watch. I'm not into wrestlings anymore, so yeah.
I don't know wrestling myself very well. I know Japanese
My
wrestling.
passion for wrestling, my passion for wrestling went way back up in December when I saw Matt and Jeff Hardy fight live in Florida.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Nice.
Broken Matt and Brother Nero, and it was just the choicest thing ever.
Yeah, I got off of wrestling in 2002. Yeah, I was into it for like 4 years, and then I just kind of started dropping off in it because I started getting into anime more.
I never imagined you to be the wrestling type, Vika. Low key, like now talking.
Oh
to you.
man, The Rock. You know what? The Rock is another my third waifu. The Rock. The Rock is my waifu. I was just I love him still. Oh my god.
Dwayne-sama, I stand.
Thanks, Georgina.
But
Um,
to get back on to the Western animated idols with Gem. Gem is pretty much American magical girl, American idol, adult creamy mommy
yeah,
type.
I
Her 80s series was it was pretty much buy our toys, and it doesn't really resolve some of the issues in the show, like is she gonna tell Rio or not?
yeah.
Spoiler, they don't resolve that in the 80s show. But Gem started getting this big nostalgic comeback, and we had the Gem comic book series that Sophie Campbell did the art for a while, and then you had other artists, but that comic series is pretty good and actually does, all the things that we were pissed off about the original 80s show. Stormer and freaking what's her name? Chick and the Misfits. They got together, freaking Rio gets told, it's awesome.
I was
Yes.
impressed, honestly, by their republication and like just the reinvention of Jim and the holograms, because like I think a lot of people didn't think after the 80s, like, we can't fucking readapt this. It's not gonna work in like a setting like that is like the early 2000s and stuff like that. But look what fucking comes through is this bi-scene idol girl band kind of situation. Like, I think it's really fucking cool. It's really cool. Her hair looks like a hedgehog, but nevertheless, it's fine. I like it.
Yeah, too bad there was never any movie adaptation ever.
That's disappointing.
Ever. Oh god, that movie was horrible.
Oh.
I was so disappointed.
I think it's up there like with like people grasping for a good Hey Arnold movie for the end of the series and stuff like that. But yeah, off track.
Just the Gem movie that came out in like 2 years ago by now. That was not good at all. The comic series I highly recommend. Although now that they have the Infinite storyline, I'm kind of like, I think it's jumping the shark.
Yeah, I'm amazingly. How old are you, Vega? I don't really have kind of like an actual grasp on like how much experience you have like in this. I was born in 92, so a lot of this actually way predates me.
I'm forever 17.
I'm not giving you my fucking age.
Like like Kikiko, like the great Kikiko Inoue. I am going to claim that I'm forever 17.
That's fine. I'll stick with it. I'm assuming that though, like your earlier experience is mostly kind of from late 80s, early 90s. I'm gonna assume. I like a lot of like. Where do you think that the golden age of idols has, if we're even in a second golden age, where do you think the first age like actually like ended? Do you think like it was like in the early 70s or like?
Oh, okay. So in Japanese idols, the golden age was definitely the 80s because idols didn't really, the word idol didn't even come into the lexicon until the 60s, and that came from the French. 70s didn't really have idols per se. We did have Pink Lady, which was probably the one you could think of as idol, how we do idols now. And they're actually still doing stuff, which is amazing.
Like, Jesus.
And yeah, and then like when it came to the vision of idols that we have now, that all got started in the 80s with the cute, innocent, puffy dress, short skirt type of idol that gets marketed because image and beauty, and there were so many idols that holy crap, there was like too many to even get into, and sometimes they'd be like a flash in a pan, but some like stayed around like because they were just that huge, like say Takako Ota. And then it started dying in the 90s, and Otaku started going for voice actors instead, Seiyu.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like Morning Musume started in 97, so it was kind of coming back, like, but it was niche. And then, like, by the mid 2000s, whoosh, idols are back. Holy crap!
I would say that like the idol revivalist era like started in 2007, 2008, like around the same time as Monogatari, at the same point as like third wave otaku culture started.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, because like I think. As much credit as people won't give to it, and it's probably kind of because of our experience, I do think anime has pulled a lot into why the idol kind of does matter now, especially with the virtual idol and stuff.
I think that's a pretty solid hypothesis to go on. I mean, think about it. Anime and idol culture used to be these two separate things. Sometimes the otaku for one and would like hate the other sort of thing, but now you got this mix because of the virtual idol. Also, I think it's something that Miku Hatsune helps spearhead too, because she's not real, but she's an idol, and yeah, it's an interesting thought, and I think I need to write that down and go off of it.
I definitely think that like with because a lot of people talked about back when early 90s and the recontextualization of the idol and idol culture and how passe and played out it was, because when we are looking at idols, we're not just looking at people or bands or music, we're also talking about marketing and how people are marketed in a setting like that. They are as much the Miley Cyruses, the Demi Lovato's, the whatever of our culture.
The Jake Pauls.
Shut up.
Like, but like, here's the thing, right? Is that like the Vine star is like a classic parallel, right? Is that they're people who are just successful based off of their marketability
in their phase.
Similar to like, yeah, pretty much. Like, to quote one of the best YouTube videos ever made by Innuendo Studios, you know, like, the reason people hate Nickelback isn't because they necessarily hate Nickelback, it's that they hate that someone saw Nickelback and said, I can market this. I can make this culturally ubiquitous, right?
It didn't... Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, it didn't help that they were played, like, repeatedly on every station for 8 years in America.
Radio play too.
Holy crap.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like, the entire success of that kind of idea is based upon the marketability of, like, a particular group, you know? And so you kind of need to look at it, like, yeah, in that kind of relationship, is that, like, yeah, idol culture is essentially another form of marketing.
Pop culture.
And, you know...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that does go into another topic of the Jimusho system, the office system, management system, that pretty much idols are the product. Not only you have to have this image, but you have to have all these tie-ins, you have to have all these commercials, you have to have all this music, and, you know, the music's already kind of made to pander to that audience with its lyrics and stuff. All you need is the girl to sing it, and pretty much you got yourself an idol.
I mean...
some good I was gonna say some good anime that really shows this is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, surprisingly, and Wake Up Girls.
I was very jarred by how when I first tried to start watching Idolmaster, how professional it was and how professionally based a lot of the characters are in, like, the world. Because, like, with Love Live, you know, Love Live, I think, is the fantastical image of the idol in the otaku's eyes. It's these girls who are only in it for the passion, and they love it, and they're not trying to earn money out of it. They just want to be popular, and they just want to do music for their fans. And that's, like, everything an otaku could dream of, this attainable girl that's passionate about what she wants to do, and she's young, and she's just getting out of school and everything, and she has a life in front of her. Meanwhile, you look at Idolmaster, and Idolmaster is the challenge of being an idol in a professional setting, in a professional situation of Japan, and how Japan markets the girl, and markets the female, rather. I don't know. Maybe this is sounding really kind of SJW-y to me. I don't know. I think it's very interesting how it kind of falls into it.
Oh no, it's pretty much a fact that a lot of marketing of idols is rooted in misogyny, because of it's also kind of sexually appealing in this kind of creepily infantile way, which is why I prefer the anime idols, because it kind of takes out that kind of other aspect of it. But I still I like to support the idols because it's a really hard industry to go in, and a lot of girls are going into this knowing of these problems, especially since now it's getting way out of hand with even idols getting attacked or stalked by these fans.
Yeah.
The fact that they're strong enough to even go into this industry is pretty remarkable, pretty admirable. So, yeah, I don't like how the industry is run. I don't like how these girls are treated. And I don't like a lot of some of the, creepier fans of these girls. But the girls themselves, they got my respect. They get lots of high fives.
Yeah. I think that...
I'm just gonna push Georgina out of the room for a second.
Okay.
So, like, when I was in Southeast Asia, there was a particularly interesting thing where on MTV, like, every now and then they would be playing this interview with this Vietnamese idol. She's also a manager who runs a lot of these girl bands over there. And what's particularly interesting about her is that she is very open with the ideas that are kind of keep getting swept under the rug with the Japanese idols. So you kind of need to, like, look at the retaining of quote-unquote girlish charm that you see a lot being written about by kind of ex-idols and, like, from interviews and stuff like that, where, you know, like, this lady is just straight up, like, talking about how, like, she will like isolate the girls from any male contact for like months before a show, and then on the night of the show they'll have like a male person doing their hairstyle, just in order to, you know, like give them a bit more, you know, this feminine energy and stuff. And it's like fucking crazy that someone who came up from that industry is willing to like actually go through and like subject others to that same kind of like bullshit, basically. It's like a really fucking weird thing how like they wear it as a badge of honor, like at least from the Vietnamese standpoint. But yeah,
it can definitely be said for females that I bet are brought up in the industry. You know, you obviously have the rebellious types. I'm very bad with names for idols, so you'll have to forgive me. But like you have the rebellious types that have been found smoking or have been found dating somebody on the side, and tabloids get a hold of it, and then she's subjected to a whole thing in itself. But it's quite interesting how I think it's kind of a Stockholm Syndrome situation, to be really honest. If we thought about it, rather. Like, these girls who have been raised around this entire thing of this is how we do this industry. This is how you make it. If you don't do it like this, it's our way or the highway. And I don't know. I think it's quite interesting that like a female herself who has went through this trouble of having to hide their relationships with male friends of all things other than, you know, boyfriends, God forbid, and do all this, and went through that period in their life, how they would kind of trade the other hand for the whip, rather. Sound that it's pretty diminutive. Like, I think there are reasons why people in the idol industry, other than misogyny, do the things they do. I think they have different approaches, and I don't think every girl is interested in dating. Exactly. I think there are girls that are more passionate just for the idol culture and just for the work and just for the fans. They're very rare and far in between. But I don't think all of them are victims.
Yeah, no, I don't go by the statement that everyone's a victim. You know, there are plenty of people who are in it for passion. But it's like odd to, you know, like view like, you know, that trade-off that happens there.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Vega, you've been kind of thinking in the background. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, I'm just taking in thoughts, because all of this would be good fodder for Idols of Anime episodes.
Yeah, definitely. Which I'll watch it on a dime. I have you on my notification squad.
Oh, nice.
When my first experience with the disillusion of, I think this is the big deal in like Idolcast, is like people, especially in the anime community, especially the Western anime community, are very disillusioned with the idol and the concept of the idol because they've watched Perfect Blue. They know what can happen in idol culture, and like, why would you ever want to celebrate something like that? But I think it's rather to take the good things for the bad and, you know, look for reform, especially in an industry that's struggling itself with. A lot of Japanese industries are struggling with the human element. I'm not fucking surprised. So I think rather take it for the good and then build off of it, and whatever controversy comes, you know, obviously champion against it. Or
that's sorry. That's what's good about, again, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, where there is actually, in the second season of it, there is a fight between the personhood and the product. Like, also it comes up in Kiramen Revolution, of all things, since that's a kid's anime, of what the manager leaving the big agency because the boss is just like, oh, who cares? People like, these people are like, these chicks are people, man. What the hell? So even in idol anime, that fight is represented.
There is Joji, do you remember this? It was a song by somebody who actually had an experience with one of the Akiba 48 girls, and it's from the Vocaloid fandom, and like he's writing kind of like a biographical like song series that talking about an experience of an idol who was a friend in high school, and she's now like, they can't talk anymore, and they want to be together, but they can't. That, I mean, it's obviously romanticized, but
Yeah, that also kind of reminds me of the Bakuman live action. I'm not sure if it's in the manga, but you know, like the female lead in that becomes a voice actor and like is unable to be seen with the illustrator, who's obviously a stand-in for Takeshi Obata. You know, like when he's in the hospital and shit, because like that's seen as like a bad thing by like her record label and everything.
Yeah, in the manga, they stay together pretty much, which made me actually mad at the movie, because in the manga, not only they stay together, but they try, like, their relationship triumphs, and spoiler, they do fulfill that promise. So yeah,
it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
but
like one thing I don't think people count into credit is that, you know, we point all these fingers and hands rather at like, oh, it's the production company's fault that, you know, these females in this industry feel this way, or oh, it's the handlers or something. I think it's rather the responsibility of the fans, because I don't know, Vega, if you've jumped into fan culture or talk, especially with like idol culture, but like for instance, the whole Honoka thing. Honoka's actress was a porn star. Like that, like everybody went on a fucking witch hunt to find out who this girl was, and just
wait, Emmy, are you talking about Emmy Nita?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
There was,
because I mostly deal with the anime like side of things, so yeah.
Yeah, last year there was like a huge hubbub about it, and like, yeah, all these people were mad. I believe it's still alleged. I don't know if there's like any real
there's
evidence.
no proof, from what I understand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this reminds me of a story from Otakon.
Tell us.
Not to get too off track.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Kikiko Inoue, one of the most prolific voice actresses, she once did a so you know of the Hentai Ogenki Clinic?
I believe so.
One of her early roles was in that, but her, you know, agency and herself kind of scrubbed that as hard as they could from, you know, anyone ever noticing that, because now she's like this big top thing, like started from the bottom, now she's here. So, of course, so she's at Otakon, I forget what year, and one of the interviewers actually asks her about this, and she's like, what? And the person, her hand was like, what? And everyone's like, yeah. So...
Oh god, what was it like fucking pandemonium? Oh my god.
It was just one of those why did you ask the thing moments, because that's like kind of the black spot on the record, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, especially in idol culture, I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. You work in an industry, you're getting up on top, you got somewhere, so why
yeah,
honestly, like, in my personal opinion, like, if you did porn to work into like where you are now, like, obviously not Kim Kardashian or anything, because fuck Kim Kardashian, but like, especially with like some of the stories I've heard of like idols who have actually been porn stars and then come into the area of expertise despite that. I think you guys, they're fucking crazy tough, and holy shit, like, like holy shit, I'd have more respect. Honestly, I have way more respect. I mean, I think it's unfair to be told that you did something that you didn't fucking do and like have your reputation fucked with a bit. But I mean, if you did something like that, like you did porn, own up to it. I think you're fucking cool as shit. I think it's really impressive.
Hey, sex work is work, and it's a work that gets disrespected a lot, and it's like, dude, if you consume any porn, you cannot throw stones.
No. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Like, name one fucking person that you know who doesn't watch porn, right? I'm gonna tell you, even if you think they don't, look, you think your mum doesn't watch porn? She watches twice as much porn. Right? Like, right?
Dude.
Like,
it's like, dude, it's porn. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But then again, it does
Yeah,
it does
exactly.
definitely come into our sensibilities as Western fans. Like, God, every time I do one of these, I'm like, why can't we have somebody from the Japanese side? Because the Japanese side is like would bring this full circle of like when I was saying like the otaku is to blame is because mainly of the obsessed otaku fan in idol culture and how damaging and effective that kind of character is. Of
Well, it kind of.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
go ahead.
you
Sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty much because of the whole marketing purity aspect of the idol culture. Like that's how it started in the 80s. Now it's getting a little bit a little bit relaxed, but there's still that pure, like you have to have this pure aspect, which is why they have that dating rule in a lot of groups, because these aren't just girls who perform for you. These are girls you want to imagine yourself with.
Yeah.
The girl that is like your waifu for reals, yo.
Is the guy from Perfect Blue, isn't his like the thing that he does like where he's like recording all of fuck, I can't remember her name. She has a really interesting name though, the main character.
Mima?
Yeah. All of Mima's kind of like life and stuff like that. Isn't that kind of stuff that has shown up on Japanese media back in the 90s where like people were writing biopic blogs just about these idols and their lives?
I know
Yeah.
I know there was fan sites, but I don't like since I don't know the language, it's hard to even access
Yeah.
it.
Well, like, it's something that even pops up in, like, Gantz and shit. Like, you know, and so, like, you know, like, for someone who comes from, like, the doujin culture as much as fucking, Hiroya Oku does, and, like, you know, idol fan culture as much as he does, I think it'd be, you know, like, what he's documenting being at least somewhat authentic, even if a bit sensationalized.
Grab your idol means like ecchi idols, kind of, if I'm correct, right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
I would like. I wonder where does the word gravure come from?
Sounds
Like I always thought it was
sounds
kind of like
French.
voyeur. Yeah.
Yeah, it's French. And fucking apparently, according to the Supersonico game, according to the voice actress for the English dub of the fucking game, Jessica Negri, it's pronounced grave. So yeah.
I've been pronouncing it gravure because I'm not really into that. So it's like I just hear the word whenever it comes up in idol anime.
I legitimately tried to get into grave, but the thing is that like in terms of the publications that like it's like that specialize in it, none of them get translated. And like I wrote to Viz Media and I was like, hey, you planning on like one day publishing Young Jump or some shit on your like digital store? And they never responded. You know,
I could see like someone like Faku actually distributing that legally.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like Faku, that actually would fit into their wheelhouse when you think about it.
oh, super easily,
Yeah.
yeah, it would fit into Faku.
Oh, you should totally email them and like see if you could start it.
I should.
Get some general interest.
I think also the thing too though, like when we're counting especially into again a Western demographic, is that sometimes there can be a lot of controversy with gravure idols, like if they're underaged or not, and like people sometimes don't know.
Like that's the thing is that like with grava culture, like there's a very there's like a clear trend towards like around 16 being the starting age for like an idol in that industry. And like I mean now with like junior idols being as ubiquitous as they fucking are, like 10 and 12-year-olds getting into it, like Karen Nishinino, I think she was like 9 when she started being a junior idol. And it's like, fuck.
That is something we could actually talk about is
Yeah.
the junior idol, and it's kind of now like jump in it, like because we've always in Western culture had idols that have like it's the Disney idol. They've jumped into Disney. They were in a few movies. They've grown off of that, and then they go and do bigger and better things. And I don't. Obviously, like it kind of falls in the same thing as like, is this damaging for kids? Should we be allowing them to do it?
We could look at the life of Britney
Oh
Spears.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing. You look at any classical Disney star, and, like, they obviously fuck up a lot. And it's because they're always on the world
Like
stage.
Jake Paul.
Like, like Jake Paul, right? It's
Okay.
every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before. Crush all the competition, man. PewDiePie is next. And I'm popping all these checks. Got the brand new Rolex. And I got the Lambo too. And I'm coming with the crew. This is Team 10, bitch. Who the hell are flipping you?
I'm gonna have to look up who just whatever Paul is, because I have no idea who that
pretty
is.
much his thing.
He recently got kicked off of Disney, actually. So he was a Vine star. He and his brother, Logan, were both Vine stars, and after the Vine invasion started, basically they became daily vloggers, and they're really shit. But Jake Paul in particular has a show on Disney called Bizarrevark, and just the other day he got terminated from it because he was being a dick setting fires in, like, his pool and shit. Yeah.
Oh God, I just like Google searched it. What the heck? But yeah, like when it comes to a lot of the problems with real life idols, that's why I think a lot of people go towards anime idols, because it's kind of set in a world where they're fictional, their story is right there. You don't have to worry about anyone getting, like,
Hurt.
kind of hurt over this thing, because they're just, it's there. They're animated. They're fictional. Although now we have a lot of idol, like, shows with like real life idols behind them, so it gets kind of blurry now. But before it was just it's right there. It's anime. Whatever.
Yeah, anime idols really play upon the notion of secondary belief, you know, as opposed to the suspension of disbelief that you're meant to keep up with, you know, a real-life idol. Instead of it, you know, being a real person, it's an avatar that you're seeing in the notion of an animated idol. And so that really allows a lot of freedom in terms of, like, some of the elements, because there's, you know, this extra layer of, you know, diffusion kind of there.
And, like, with the technology that we now have, like, nowadays, especially with the empowerment of artificial intelligence in life and stuff like that, I know it's a very out there concept of, like, just talking about artificial intelligence to, like, cute magical girls? No. Idol girls. That, like, it's actually better from a marketing standpoint when you start thinking about it now, that, like, it's safer to make these made-up fictional girls, because one, you're not investing money in a girl that might go off, fuck a dude, not tell you, and then look, it's in the tabloids. And on top of it, you're not having to keep up these girls and these handlers and stuff. And you could separate the seiyuu of that said animated idol from the actual idol itself. So you can still bin on, like, the animated character, even if the real life girl who does the voicing and does all the music and stuff with them doesn't exactly pan out.
I got two examples for you. One, the 2006 anime Lemon Angel Project has one of the main antagonists is actually does this with basically a Miku Hatsune like group called Lemon Angel. So one of them was real, but most of them was just holograms. And the reason why he really liked that is because you could be totally in control of the sound. He was pretty much a control freak. The main characters are all human and being the second generation of this group. But yeah, the antagonist basically prefer the virtual idols so he could basically control that perfect sound. And the second example I got is Kizuna Ai.
Yeah, Kizuna.
Yeah.
Virtual YouTuber Kizuna Ai desu.
We always
Hi, domo, virtual YouTuber Kizuna Ai desu. Creator of some of the best YouTube videos
and
ever.
Memes.
Did you see her Nico one?
What?
When she was Nico scouting?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
She was playing Love Live School Idol Festival scouting for Nico's on Nico's birthday. She is Kizuna eyes on in the Nico fandom.
Everybody's a part of the
So,
Nico
yes.
fandom.
Praise be to the Lord, because there is good in the world.
Go watch that video. It came out on Nico's birthday, the 22nd.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, on a Love Live note, I actually scouted for the 30 pick for that, and I got some pretty nice shit. Although I have to tell the story I've already told Joji about my sister getting a Nico UR and me wanting to kill her.
Ha.
Oh gosh, I didn't actually know about this. I'm gonna have to watch this when we finish, because I need more. I need more box picks. I need more. God, we need to get fucking Aaron on this show too if we're gonna do another idol cast, because that would be a fucking entertaining bunch of buckets and a half. A girl cast. We need it. We need it.
Do you want to go over the other types of idols we got
that's
here?
actually what I was gonna go sketching into. So, like, outside of, like, the more outward kind of characters, we have, rather, the spontaneous idol, which we could talk about idols outside their genre. So, like, kind of what I meant by that when I wrote it down was, fucking what's her name? I'm so bad at these names. The green-haired girl from fucking... Yeah, da 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 da. I don't remember. I'm bad at this.
Is it an anime?
She's from Mecha.
Is it a Macross Frontier?
Macross, I think, probably.
Crap, I forgot her name too.
We're
I know who you're
horrible.
talking
We're
about.
bad at this.
Min-May.
No, that's
Min-May's black-haired.
Green.
Well, that's from SDF Macross.
Hair.
Green hair, Macross Frontier, the one that's not the hot one.
Ronka.
Yeah, no, Ronka's the hot one, isn't it?
I'm talking about Ronka
No,
specifically, but that's me. She's the one who like does the little Kira
Oh, yeah.
thing and like the nyan nyan
Oh, yeah.
nyan me hamu
yeah.
nyan.
Yeah, it is Ronka.
I like spontaneous idols that show up in like different kind of series that like they're not usually to. Like the most recent one was like the most recent one I can possibly think of right now is like just a plot point idol that's pretty much in Kakigurui, who she's one of the compulsive gamblers that's a part of the student council. Rather for just how idols can seep into everything because they're so ingrained into Japanese culture. And
Oh yeah, like every anime has like an idol episode. If like now.
yeah.
Well, like that's the really particularly interesting thing is that like, you know, like since the like first wave otaku, you know, starting back in like 1984, you know, from Toshio Okada, you know, like being the progenitor of all of that, you know, kind of culture, it becomes this really interesting like look at how like that was tied to like the original Macross and stuff like that. You know, how like the first wave anime production otaku, at least, you know, Gainax generation for the good term, you know, like how deeply tied in they are with this kind of crossing over of cultures and stuff.
Although I don't know if the first wave of otaku was in the 80s, because in the 70s you had all the Gundam like fanboys and stuff.
I find it kind of strange how Gundam and Mecha have like so much more idol than they normally should. It's weird. I find it weird, at least. Like you see a lot more of it.
Like, well, like his thing is that Yoshiyuki Tomino was like a songwriter, right? And then like you know, all of that kind of stuff like kind of spurred on into, you know, more ventures. Kind of. Yeah.
See that definitely. I don't know. I find it really interesting when like I'm thinking of Macross specifically because the idol is kind of one of the main points next to all the conflict and drama that's in the series, and it's really fucking weird. It's cool.
It's like for Macross I consider like for SDF Macross, which is the one I've seen, which is like my favorite. And I saw some of Frontier, but I never finished it. at least part idols, but there's also a lot of sci-fi, and there's a lot of action, and there's a lot of mecha. So much of the like elements I don't call it an idol anime,
No.
but I understand why other people do. That's why in the first episode I'm like, okay, y'all gonna ask me to talk about Macross. Well, I'm not, and here's why. The first like slide in my Idols of Anime panel is, I'm not gonna talk about Macross.
Why it's not idol anime.
And here's why.
I think rather it's the struggles of, like, I don't think it's really a struggle to exactly be an idol. I think it's rather the struggles of the characters as they are just being girls in a universe where they're fucking flying mechs and shit like that, and they're just doing that while also being idols. Idols seems mundane as shit compared to being
Dick
a fucking
culture.
goddamn mech pilot.
Yeah, like the thing is that like Macross kind of spurred on from the tonal shift in mech anime that, you know, the 1979 Mobile Suit Gundam kind of spurred on, and especially the 1980 film trilogy that's based off of that, you know. Like that's also like where the kind of origination of what we, you know, now refer to as kawaii culture kind of started, in a lot of senses, you know. There's like these interviews from Yoshiyuki Tomino where he talks about, you know, people, like, hearing about people sneaking into, like, sneaking cameras into, fucking screenings of it and taking photos of, like, the scene where, like, one of the female leads is bathing, because she's a really fucking cute girl. And it's like, okay. And so from then on, he, like, went on to, like, do more pandering stuff. But that kind of tonal shift that, like, you know, ended up getting informed by, like, you know, the early Gainax generation, which allowed, you know, for stuff like Gunbuster to take a more kind of interesting look at, you know, the notion of the mecha as like a vehicle for narrative delivery. And, you know, that kind of ties into, you know, Macross and all of that kind of stuff.
But you also have this legacy of mecha anime that goes back to like some of the early stuff, like Getter Robo or
Gigantor, you know, like,
Gigantor. Mazinger Z is a big one. Like, people still like Mazinger Z.
It's fucking great.
I never finished Shin Mazinger. I am ashamed.
I just think it's so cool how like again, the spontaneous idols on this list, because I think they're not really a genre. I think it's rather just a force to be reckoned with that seeps into everything else. You know, you put your drink down on a napkin and the napkin's gonna get something on it. So, like, I think that's pretty cool. What also kind of falls into it, if you really want to call it the spontaneous, but I think it's actually more important is rather the promotional idol, and how people marketing using anime to promote the real thing, which mainly happened back in the 80s. Mainly.
Yes,
but like it's had
like,
a real revival recently.
Yes.
it has. It's like it's part of the whole media mix.
Yeah.
Like the media mix started with Creamy Mommy, but before that there was a few kind of like that, like Sue Cat and Pink Lady. Yeah. In the case of Pink Lady was already popular, and then they got an anime. Sue Cat was a novelty song that got popular, and then they made an anime from it. Creamy Mommy took an unknown person, the anime got popular, then the idol got popular, and yeah, and then it started going from that. And the media mix basically refers to the not only the marketing of the anime, but the idol, but the toys and the other tie-ins, and like lots of things about like pertaining to that franchise. And Love Live is the one that kind of revolutionized the media mix because it added fan interaction through Dengeki G's. So now you got a new layer to it nowadays.
Yeah, like Love Live ties into like the idea of post-Ava media mix really interestingly, and that's like a story for another day though, because boy.
I think especially with the promotional idol and how it's changed over the decades, that like, you know, we're looking at a fish tank now. We're not looking at a closed room like that opens up sometimes as a stage. The fan has a lot more interaction in the media that they consume more than any time in history, I personally think, especially with popular media, with idols and Twitter and just stuff in general. Like, I think it's really interesting. What really stuck out to me when I first started Love Live was the choice of promotion. That Love Live could have been named something, that Use could have been named something totally fucking different. And
Tonizaka no Neto. God.
So stupid. It's so stupid. I love it.
Love Live would not be popular if it was called like Muse, if it was called like a Tonizaka no Neto.
I like that they left it up to fans. I like that, like, it was up to you to make the choice of how you wanted this media to come out, like, down to the trios and how they wanted to split the groups with singles and whatnot, which I'm still kind of salty about some of them, but whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, like, but it really does come down to, like, you know, web gen kind of, like, for lack of a better term, meta-narrative systems, like, you know, and the idea of, like, fan interaction, like, shaping meta-narratives. I left a very long comment on, Keiko Cat's video about Carboys, like, on the same idea. And, like, functionally, I guess Griffin McElroy and Nick Robinson kind of are, like, a like, idol duet in that sense. That, like, you know, in a lot of ways, they utilize meta-narrative, that's exclusively, you know, kind of web gen in order to, like, shape how they, like, function on a series.
I just thought of a great idea. What if they made an ARG to promote an idol?
I would see it, definitely. I mean, because the thing is that when it comes down to idols, if we're talking specifically about, like, the real life idol in anime, like, it's everywhere. It's almost an ARG just in itself without a game. Like, I could definitely see it with, like, you see the stuff for Love Live that pops up where, like, restaurants are hosting just, like, oh yeah, we're doing a Love Live special or something, or we're doing an Idol Master special in Japan. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why do I go to Denny's?
And Sega's, like, image girl was Ren at one point, and I think now it's one of the girls from Aqua, but I forget which one.
From Miku to Rin to Miku probably back again. I wouldn't be surprised. They love their fucking Miku over there.
Then they're like Miku Toyota commercials.
Oh god, yes! Those were the fucking... all the stuff that's media mixed with Vocaloid is some of the most interesting shit ever. Like...
bacon wrapped hot dogu.
I love it all. And, like, it's now, like, a traditional thing to always get the Toyota, like, figurine for Miku, like, of the season. That, like, she's, like, in a racing outfit and everything. It's fucking interesting. It's so interesting now. I find... because, like, I like the old Idol. I like the 80s Idol. I think there's something very nostalgic about the sound and the character of the singing in a dress, in a very poofy, overly 80s dress in front of
aesthetic
a variety show and, like, just singing your heart out. And congratulations, there's, like, a guy in the other side of the screen and he's like, oh, so desu ne. Like, but
yeah, like the kind of Gaki no Sky kind of look at, you know, like, culture. Yeah. And it's, like, interesting because Gaki no Sky basically hasn't evolved, you know, since it started airing. I mean, it has evolved greatly, but I mean, it's basically the exact same show still. But, like, it's changed a lot with the culture around it and stuff like that. Yeah.
I just had to look up what that was.
It's a variety show. If I'm correct.
Variety show?
Yeah.
It's kind of a variety show, but also a game show in, like, a weird way.
The game show.
Kind of like that Sabado show in Mexico. Sabado Gigante?
No.
Kind of a variety show type of thing that's been around my whole life.
I find it so wild that, like, you know, this is kind of like a jump off point, of course, but I find it so wild that the variety show played so much into idol culture and how, like, game shows are really what characterize these people. Like, it's really fucking interesting to see, like, a group like in K-pop culture, like Girls' Generation, like come onto a show and like, hey, have you ever had a water balloon thrown at your face? Oh no, here you go, let's go, buddies. It's wild.
Oh,
I find
that comes up all the time in idol anime, like it happens in Kiraman Revolution, Idol Master, just a ton. Oh, AKB when they have to bungee jump.
Meanwhile, with like West, we only get like the level of like Jimmy Fallon or Ellen who like bring on a show person like, all right, let's bring up my friend the car and get on the seat and I'm gonna put you into a dunk tank and answer this correctly about your album. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Back in the 70s in America, we had variety shows, but they kind of died out with that decade.
Yeah.
You know, my personal favorite, like, American kind of variety show moment is when Stephen Colbert had David Diggs on. No, it was Jimmy Fallon had David Diggs on.
Who's David Diggs? Just to be clear.
Like, the vocalist of Clipping.
Yes.
He played Lafayette and someone else.
David's fucking cool as shit.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like they had him on to freestyle about voting. Jimmy Fallon did just like the day before the election last year.
Oh, God.
And like that was a really interesting kind of like look at it. And then they like Jimmy Fallon's show ruined like the entire idea of the freestyling stuff because they got like so many non-rappers and stuff on there who are just bad.
Sorry, we cut you off, Vega. By the way, what were you saying?
Oh no, it was just I was gonna mention that Pink Lady had a variety show in the States.
Yeah, I remember
it was
watching
bad.
your video and like seeing that first clip before like you really kind of say it's like, oh, and they made kind of a breakout. They tried to make a breakout to the West. I'm like, why the fuck are these women in bunny suits like standing here talking to this old man in English and you're like, very nice, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't hear about this.
Yeah. It was bad, and yet it's on DVD.
And, like, God, kind of going to Pink Lady, I feel kind of bad for them. They made, like, the wrong fucking choice, and everything kind of just fell to pieces for them. Like,
yeah.
God, poor girls.
But they still, like, I know they broke up a few times, but they still do stuff together occasionally. Like, they actually went on a U.S. tour a few years ago, and I was like, kind of want to see him, but
the closest thing to like old school kind of idol culture rather in America that I've seen in like my experience was when the Spice Girls came back for the Olympics and how my mom freaked the fuck out, and I was like, what are you freaking out about, you crazy woman? Jesus Christ.
The Spice Girls was everything to late 90s like girls. Like, if you were a girl in 1996 to 98, you probably liked the Spice Girls.
Here's me again, like growing up in the 2000s. I was big into Spice Girls.
Yo, tell me what you want, what you really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really want.
I wanna really wanna zigzag ding.
This is
if you wanna be my lover.
Gotta get with my friends.
Gotta get with my friends.
Make it last forever.
Friendship never ends.
Oh, this is too much fun. Too much fucking fun.
But yeah, like that's me obviously growing up as a young girl in the early 2000s. Despite being, a young boy. Yeah.
A jumping off point. To kind of like, because I was thinking about the Pink Lady thing, and then I thought about the Ellen thing, and I was like, wait a fucking minute, what about that time when fucking Hatsune Miku went on fucking David Letterman?
I watched that live, and I was like, oh my god.
What is going on? I was sitting there.
You could just... And you could just see David Letterman like, what the hell? Who did this?
Look-y, I was sitting with my mom. We were sitting on the chair. I was hanging out. I was just playing my DS, and because mom my mom's big into talk shows. She likes Ellen. She likes Letterman. Back when Letterman was still around, she likes Jimmy Fallon. And then our new star Hatsune Miku. And I'm just looking. I look up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
And you could just tell the audience was just like, didn't know what to make of it. But on Twitter, every otaku was like, holy crap, it's Hatsune.
Cause like it was around, I think it was around a convention or something. They came in for a convention and then they were doing their concert.
Yeah, she was doing a U.S.
God,
tour.
I wanted to fucking go so bad. I wanted to go so bad when that happened.
Yeah, I didn't have enough for tickets to the one that I think she did one in Chicago, and I was like, I want to go to.
She
that.
did one in Seattle too, and
money.
I was like, God fucking damn it! I can't get a trip to Seattle because I have to go to school tomorrow. Fuck my life! I want to die. But I brought that up because like it's kind of interesting to see the Japanese idol try and make itself into American pop culture, and like it can work sometimes. It's not going to work in the same capacity, though, because of cultural differences and how we approach people, I think, rather, and just media.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, like, the really interesting thing about, like, Australia, in particular, is that, like, you know, Japanese and East Asian culture in general is kind of way more accepted here. Probably because we have a huge immigrant population, you know, of Chinese and Japanese and Korean people. And so, like, there's this very, like, odd duality to it, because, like, we have all of this, like, American, and, you know, we have the classical Australian shit, like, Beds Are Burning by Midnight Oil, but then, you know, we have this very weird influx where, like, you can hear OK1 Rock on the radio, you can listen to baby metal on the radio, and, like, it's accepted here more so than it is, like, seemingly in the US.
Which is so strange, because like you
cool.
think that because we're such a melting pot that like we would accept all of it, but we don't. We hear mostly our homegrown idols and nothing really else.
Well, it probably ties into the fact that we do export a lot of our entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people don't go out and seek other countries' entertainment as much.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. One thing that I could pull into, which I know a lot more about, is the Maho idol / toy idol, and how that's been a big fucking thing over like the past fucking 5-6 years now. With
oh my god, I have so much I can talk about.
All right, you blow it off. Blow it off, Vega. I want to hear.
Okay, so toy idols. Creamy Mommy's one of the first one because, like, oh my god, she sold a lot of toys, and sometimes we put it in the anime, but it'd be kind of obnoxious, like, why is it even there? Like, do they have to have the van in the opening because you could get it at, I don't know, Takara Tomy store or whatever? Pretty Rhythm is the one that ties into an arcade game, and then they started, like, now they're trying to get baby gamer girls, and it's adorable. But also it's like, also, that now you have to buy the extra carrying case for all your gems, and then you have to buy the clothing at the clothing store, and all this stuff. And, like, Lillipre tried that, but no one was really into Lillipre. Yeah. But then you got Pre-Para, and then you got Aikatsu, who's like, hey, we're Aikatsu, we're school idols too, but for little girls. Come buy our toys, and everyone's
buy our
like,
outfits
okay.
for our cards for our machines. I actually got low-key. Okay, this is a weird experience for anybody, but I actually got to be able to play on an Aikatsu like machine over here in the West, because like,
oh my god, I'm so jealous.
It's so fucking rare, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is this here? And like, it's you know those horse games that you can play at like a what's the name of the fucking it's like a Chuck E. Cheese but for adults.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, and like there's been people that have talked about the horse games where you can customize your horse by buying cards, and if you get them out of like your certain session and the horse, you know, doesn't jump off the hoop, then you get all your cards and shit like that and tokens. That's the same thing, but with fucking idols and little girls' magical outfits that are also hologram cards. And if anything has a fucking hologram, I will buy it. I want it. I want it so badly. It's just the most magical girly shit ever. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Why? Why can't we have more of this over here in the West?
Yeah, I really wish Aikatsu, like, actually Aikatsu was out for a little bit on Daisuke, and then they took it off, like, pretty quickly. But I really think if Aikatsu was given a good, like, a decent dub, it's probably not going to be the best dub, a dub and they actually like, I don't know, did something with like put out the DS games at least,
I know.
then maybe you could get some like girls into it.
I know what they need to do. I'm not gonna like it, but I know what they need to do. They need to make a 4Kids dub.
4Kids aren't even around
They
anymore.
need to make a 4Kids level
They
dub.
are.
They are?
4Kids came back into operation in like 2015 and shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, because aren't they're doing, no, Saban's doing Glitter Force, or they
God
doing Glitter
fucking
Force?
kill me. I want to kill Saban for fucking
I
Glitter
think
Force.
4Kids is doing Glitter Force.
Oh, don't forget, Glitter Force Doki Doki's coming out in another few
Oh,
months.
goody, man. Awesome. Something I have to talk about next to fucking Yuki Yuna as a hero. Fuck, kill me. God damn it. God, but like, yeah, Aikatsu, if they want something, they need like a Saban dub or something. They need that level of Yu-Gi-Oh dub. I'm Jerry, and I like singing, and my cat Cherry likes singing too, and I'm gonna dress up and get on and be the best idol I can. And it's just,
Hi, my name is Strawberry Starshine. I go to Starlight Academy.
it's like Winx Club. That's me. Like, even though Winx Club is so fucking like horribly dubbed and everything from the Italian, it's great.
Oh God,
having these fucking nom flashbacks to my childhood. It's just like, oh shit. Fucking.
Oh God, it's like
shit.
Aikatsu would be renamed into like Glitter Academy.
My name is Serena, and with my pet Luna, I'm gonna fight the forces of the Megaverse. God, that was the best thing that came out of the early 2000s. I'm sorry.
Okay, I got it. Have you guys seen the original promo for the dub that Deke was doing for Sailor Moon?
Yes, I have, and
the one where one of them was gonna be named like Victoria and Blue and Megan, I think.
I'm like, me every fucking day. Every day
Moon
I live.
Power.
Moon
That
Power.
reminds
You
me of
go,
this.
girls.
That reminds me of that one hook at the end of the Coheed and Cambria song, Three Evils Embodied in Love and Heartbreak. Pull the trigger and the nightmare stops. Yeah, fucking like.
My name's
Fucking-
Strawberry
okay.
Starshine. You pull the trigger and the nightmare stops.
Straight up, white people ruined anime. Right? like, fuck white people.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, like, but like one thing that sticks out to me, especially about like the toy idol, is I believe there was I think it's actually a documentary specifically about Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon trying to break out into the West when it did break out into the West and everything. There was a Japanese salaryman who was at like one of the toy conventions that happened here back in the 90s where they were pushing the dolls. And other than being a salty bitch who wants all those fucking probably really old toys that are probably over $1,000, they talked about pushing the idol, the magical girl as they know it from Japan into the West, and how they're trying to market it kind of like Barbie. It was very fucking interesting. If I can find it, I'll link it to you, Vika, if you haven't seen it.
Cool.
But like,
cool.
It's very fucking cool. Where did that go? Where did that go? We don't really see it with Japanese stuff really anymore. Really.
Well, they do, like, it's mostly niche stuff now. Like, there are anime stores like nowadays. Now that they're pretty far and few between. But now that we have like other bigger stores that are kind of just sell general pop culture merchandise, selling anime stuff, you can find like Sailor Moon replicas at GameStop.
I want them all. God fucking damn
They
it.
cost like $100 each.
Why
Holy
do they
crap.
have to cost that much money? Or like, you go on the Bandai site now. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break from talking about idols. Let's talk about fucking merchandise, because fuck my life. I want to fucking die on the inside.
Oh, dude, I love talking about merchandise.
When you talk about
And hey, there's lots of idol merchandise.
when you talk about like okay,
There
so
is.
let's try and keep it to the topic, like creamy mommy stuff, like the creamy mommy makeup that came out from. Ooh, there was somebody who put out creamy mommy compacts and makeup and stuff like that, and it goes for like hundreds of dollars, and you just want to die on the inside because it's packaged like a certain way. Or like with Sailor Moon with the new phone that came out that has a selfie stick that's the Moon Prism wand, and it's hundreds of fucking dollars to get, and I want to import it, and I need a new phone anyways, but I'm not paying $600 for a special edition fucking phone that has my waifu on it.
Oh, one of the
Yeah.
most insane examples in terms of gaming is the Idolmaster games. They came for iOS here in the States, but they cost $50 each, and this was like a trio of games. So you're paying $150 for 3 Idolmaster games, so you could get all the idols, and I'm like, hell no. And then they like made it really cheap when they were going to discontinue it anyway. But yeah, and of course, like with the extra game tie-in, you have to have the anime to tie into the game so people can get their butts in the arcade and play the game and buy the cards that go with the game and the carrying case that goes with the cards that goes with the game that goes with the anime. Also, here's our Blu-ray.
I'm probably gonna put at the beginning of this video. There's like a little girl like playing Aikatsu that I found, and like she has her whole like binder. It's like, this is my whole allowance, and I'm just like, what? Oh, you poor girl. Oh, you poor child.
Look.
I wish I had your allowance. Holy crap.
look, look, okay, right. I don't buy idol merch at all, right? But fucking
Shut
Ava,
up.
right?
I already know. I already know.
Fucking Ava cuck. I'm going to buy a fucking fishing rod because it has the Nerve logo on it, right? I have bought 4 fucking mugs just because even the one for worst fucking girl, even the one for goddamn Mari for the fanfiction character, right? Like
God, Mari sucks.
Like, exactly. But you know what? I fucking need to own all of it because Ava,
I like her
right?
'cause
And
she's
then like
Oh, I
right,
want to.
I'm just telling you, like, fucking buying a fishing rod for like $300.
Holy crap! I think you're probably the one person in the world that whose collection probably outmatches my friend Aaron's.
What's your friend's collection
Here's
like?
the thing.
I'm curious.
Pretty big. Like, he's pretty much the Evangelion guy on the East Coast,
Jesus.
if not the country.
Here's the thing. I have a relatively small collection when it actually comes to Ava, but like I have so much stuff that I plan on buying, and I know where to buy all of it, and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking die before I own all the Ava merch.
Yeah, luckily some things get gifted to me, and some things I just like get when, say, the trend is dying off, so I get it for cheaper than when the trend was high. Like right now, Love Live figures are a lot cheaper than they were like 2 years ago. So I'm kind of building my collection of the original Muse figures.
You could say honestly that like coming back to like the otaku and the experience of like audience interaction, like I think that's also the reason why too, because like Accor's disbanded, and now I remember.
Accor's are still together.
Well, like not the original.
You mean
the group? Like
you mean Muse?
Like
Muse
sorry,
disbanded.
my bad. I was using the wrong names. Muse disbanded, and now Chorus is together, and people didn't receive a Chorus too greatly from what I seen at the front. Like, I remember being a salty ass bitch when I found out that Muse was not together anymore, and I was like, well, fuck my life. I don't want to play fucking Love Live anymore. And I like threw down my controller, but I was like, oh hey, these new girls are actually kind of cute. Maybe I'll play this. I don't know. I haven't watched the new season of Sunshine at all, so I don't know.
Oh, the new season's coming out in fall. Right now, we still got first season. It's on Funimation.
I don't think I haven't even touched like. I haven't even touched Sunshine. Period. Like I know,
like the first season, based on like what I'm kind of gauging from you now, the first season you're probably going to complain a lot for the first 6 episodes. Then like it gets a lot better in the next set of episodes, because at first I wasn't that sold on it at first either. So yeah,
I was really, I don't know. It was also that, like, you know, of all the brave things to do, finishing an idol anime is really quite impressive. And on top of it, cutting your Seiyu loose, I think that was actually, it seems like they have like a really good handle on like how they're supposed to treat their girls. I've never heard Love Live controversy outside of like the porn stuff. Never. So I'm assuming they're being treated pretty well, to be really fucking honest.
They do have careers outside of Love Live, and some of them had like pretty careers for at least a few years before Love Live. Only one of them, Love Live was like their first thing, and I think that was the actress for Nozomi.
Yeah, which best girl in my opinion, but I'll be over here.
Oh.
And hey, Love Live is a good thing to start on.
Oh gosh, yeah.
On the note of Love Live, I just really quickly want to say, so are y'all familiar with Ali Hono? Ali Hono?
Mhm.
Oh, Blue Blazes?
Yeah, Blue Blazes, right?
It's on Viki. It's
mangaka,
awesome.
The mangaka behind it, Kazuhiko Shimamoto, actually writes actually illustrates Love Live Doujins. Just saying. Yeah.
Google searching.
Finding it. Let's go into the web.
It's pretty deep. I'll send you. It's deep web shit. Like, I'll send you a link to his blog if I can find it.
You can't go into Donboru and find any of it, really? I'm assuming.
No, because it's from Kazuhiko Shimamoto, one of the most fucking obscure mangaka, like, to white people.
Why isn't his stuff, like, oh my god, people love Blue Blazes here in America. Why isn't his stuff, like, in stores right now? Because I really want to buy his stuff. We only have fans, like, scanlations, you know?
Like, here's the thing, even Ali Hono hasn't been scanlated. Like, it's fucking gross as shit that, like, no one has fucking done it. Like,
there's a lot of stuff that we could complain about not being scanlated. I know you, Vega, you have like a lot of things that you want to fucking watch, and it's just like, well, but all in Japanese, nobody's dubbed it, and nobody's subbed it, nobody's done anything for it. Fuck it.
You know what's surprisingly a travesty? The fact that Love Live, a worldwide phenomenon, we still don't have the manga in the West. Like, in English, like, officially. And the scanlator stopped at chapter 17, so Love Live, one of the biggest things here in anime in America. Cosplay is still in the top 5. Movie did pretty well. They just performed at AX. No manga.
Maybe it's
what
a
the heck?
licensing issue. Like there's just struggle to like get them to hand over the licensing so they can do the retranslation and localization. Maybe.
Or it's like too expensive because it is such a big franchise.
It is Love Live, yeah. It's like the problem with bringing like Fate Stay Night over here and like in an actual comparable like fashion. I asked one of the translators for Sekai Project, like, would you guys ever consider picking up anything Type Moon? And they're like, lol, we can't even fucking afford that. It's too expensive. It's way too expensive for them. Like, Type Moon, fucking, you either do it in-house and you only get the Japanese and then you get the fan translations, or you get nothing. Because nobody can match up to the price that Type Moon wants to have for localization over here.
Yeah, and Type Moon's still pretty niche, so...
Yeah. Even though there's like a crazy fandom that me and Joji know about, right?
I have a friend who is the Type... Like, I have this friend from New York who is the Type Moon guy. At cons. He is the fan.
Type Moon is so cool. I like it. It's not about idols. I don't know if there's an idol in Type Moon, but nevertheless, I like Type Moon. I think it's interesting. I don't think it makes sense.
I know this dude Patrick, right? Now, I claim to know my shit about like anime and visual novels and stuff, right? Patrick here is like fucking deep in compared to me, right? Like he's like 2 years older than me, but he's seen like 2 or 3,000 anime in total. Like he's a fucking crazy dude. Yeah, and he plays Type Moon games in Japanese because fuck it.
Fuck it.
Wow.
He's also the Toho boy. He plays a lot of Toho.
Everyone has one Toho friend.
I love
Like
Toho.
everyone. You're the Toho friend now.
I love Toho. I think it's really fucking interesting and really cool. I wish why doesn't their stuff come over here? Like that's another thing. There's like a lot of fucking cosplay about it too.
Because the cast is all fucking little girls.
And like, yeah, the licensing issue of like these. Well, I don't know. Like, well,
we could watch the videos on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
I only became a fan of it because I am a fan of Iosis videos. Like, you know those flashes they made since like 2007 at this point.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I watched them, but yeah.
Hate, loving.
Honestly,
I was just saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, the only thing we haven't talked about really in types of idols, like, directly is the literal traditional J idol, outside of, like, the controversy that is around it. Like, do you guys partake in any actual serious J idol music outside of, like, anime?
The thing is, like, I think
no.
I think the closest thing I've listened to, listened to, and besides just idol group outside of anime is AKB. This older one called, I think it's Aya Matsura, who I liked back in 2004 or 5. Let's see, who else? Baby Metal, obviously, because Baby Metal is awesome. I'm trying to
Fuck yeah. Baby Metal's second album, completely underrated as a fucking album. It's
Thank you.
Great as shit.
Thank you.
Like okay. Like the debut album, it was weak at points, right? But Metal Resurgence is like fucking dope as shit. I own it on vinyl.
Nice.
Wow. Impressive.
I wish I got to see their concerts.
It's part of my whole 2 vinyl collection. Right? I own Metal Resurgence and I own My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that's it.
Like, wow, yeah. Well, honestly though, like, I feel like Baby Metal's probably gonna end up coming back over here again at some point because, like, isn't one of the singers honestly American, or is he Nordic? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Oh no, that's Lady Beard.
One of the
No, Lady Beard was at a convention in Chicago just a week ago, but I didn't get. I was doing stuff all con, so I didn't get to see him. So I'm
That's
like so sad.
unfortunate. That sucks.
Now he's doing a Deadlift Lolita with this girl.
What is her name?
Like, so yeah,
Oh.
I forget, but I was sad that I didn't get to see their concert.
That's something we should talk about. Fuck, I didn't even fucking think about it because I'm not a metal fan. Is like the metal idol now, and like how that's become a thing, and how fucking weird that is. But all right, let's go on.
Oh my god! So at Anime Next, I got a whole list of like kind of metal idols, and I wish I had it on me right now because there was some pretty good stuff I got on that. But yeah, like
there's like Necronom Idol.
That's one of them.
Beasts. There's like an entire there's Beast Kaidan, which is a noise rock idol group. I'm trying to remember what else there is, but like it's been a while since I was like fully brushed up on idol music.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
there's this one called Gosu something, like
I just
Gosu
think this is
or
the
something,
punk rock phase
and they're pretty good.
for like rock had its punk rock phase. Idols are having its metal phase. So like because it's having its rebellion phase in its like lifespan as a piece of media.
I could see that because the trends happen in music all the time. I mean, we were just talking about vaporwave like an hour ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Shisamo, they're kind of like rock oriented like idols.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really interesting to like see how like idols, like recently in particular, and I think it is kind of like this tie-in with like post-Monogatari idol culture, like where, you know, we're seeing this kind of lean towards the internet idol in a kind of really interesting way. Like you know, Beast Kaidan could have never existed before the internet because they, like, it's literally noise rock with cute girls singing, right? Like, the fuck?
The fuck?
Yeah, the internet really did help a lot of the more indie idol groups, or chica idols, I guess is the word for it. Basically get out there.
I just think it's so intriguing how we have, like, this new age of idol, not just in the traditional, like, I'm a cute girl and I'm singing on stage. Let me sing about how I'm gonna sit on the beach with a margarita and dance my life away. Except it's not a margarita, because that's alcohol, and alcohol's bad for me. I'm a good girl. To, like, now, like...
I'm gonna sit on the beach with a bottle of Calpico.
Yes, that's it.
That's fucking grape flavored.
Buy my
or a
Capico
can of...
flavor from Capico. I'm on the bottle.
Or look at this Picari sweat.
Going down the
It's
street
really
in
good.
my 6'4".
Saying the bitches, playing the hoes.
You know, I'm coming straight out of Compton. Changing what the fucking name does.
Ice Cube's actually a magical girl idol, and like he's just like Kira. What the fuck are we?
Their mascot is a Glaceon.
Oh god, jeez. Metal idols are cool. I think we've covered a lot of shit fucking today.
I just wanna bring up Cara Cara Bonito.
Oh shit! Fuck, we forgot about Cara Cara Bonito.
Okay, you gotta tell me what this is.
Oh, you don't know about Cara Cara?
So it's an English pop trio. The lead singer, Sarah Midori Perry, is half Japanese, and she grew up in Japan, and so all of their songs are like half English hip hop, and then half kind of like Japanese, you know, hip hop kind of, but also in like a very idol tone. And they use a lot of video game samples, and their song Trampoline literally uses what the fuck is it? Uses A Cruel Angel's Thesis like riff for the chorus.
Nice.
It's like and there's like a fucking Sivagana like remix of the Ava theme and like that, yeah, and it's really good.
Cool.
I'd recommend, Vika, being that you're into this kind of stuff, you should definitely listen to Cara Cara Bonito. It's really solid.
Cool.
Also, Sarah is the best girl ever, and she's mine.
Yes.
I've claimed a real human being.
Goal for this week, viewers. Go listen to Cara Cara Bonito. That is all. Maybe buy some idol merch. I don't care. It's fine. So I think it's about time we wrapped up. I think we covered a lot of fucking, like, a lot of ground about, like idols.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We talked about so much.
So much. And hopefully we're gonna have something like this, more of a not specialized, like, cast in the future. So, I think that's about it. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else you guys have to say, rather?
Thank you for having me on. This was fun.
No problem. I want to freaking have you on my channel and just do something like that. That sounds like a jam.
No problem.
Neotaku official fan Discord!
Oh, shit! I forgot about fuck. Thank you. Okay, so,
it's the most red-pilled Discord server in existence. Join it for Joji's Red Pill Bonanza. It's literally 2 of the channels are named Joji's Red Pill Bonanza.
They're cherry flavored.
Yep.
Cherry flavored. And Alex Jones
The logo
approves.
is Morpheus with it. Yeah, Alex Jones. Oh, we didn't get to talk about the Alex Jones song.
He's not an idol!
Yeah,
Like,
but But
The only Alex
have
Jones
you-
I know is the one that thinks there's child slaves on Mars. So
Turn the
which
frogs
Alex
gay.
Jones?
that's the Alex Jones I'm talking about. Have you not heard the song that is based off of his lyrics?
The child slaves on Mars, Desu.
Anyways, we
Literal vampire pot belly goblin.
we have
hopping
a fan Discord now because you guys requested it, and we've been a whole bunch of shitheads, and I've been making videos. So I worked on that. It's going to be in the comments and the description. So shut the fuck up. I put it in there. Fuck you.
Also,
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Also go check out Idols of Anime on my channel Vega Loves.
Yeah, because she has good stuff, and we like it because I invited her on. No, definitely. If you're more interested in idols and having more of a streamlined look at it, because we talked about everything, definitely go check out Vega's stuff because she's cool. And check out our stuff, which I make magical girl shit. I will have a video out, maybe involving Cutie Honey in the next few days.
Ooh.
And Joji, you take us away.
I do fucking nothing, ever. Subscribe to me, though, because, like, Hideaki Anno, he's a good boy. Oh, fuck, I need to change the logos for the template this time. Fuck!
It's alright.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Neotaku podcast. I've been Joji Matthews. Today I've been with Mirage and Viga. Subscribe, like, comment, and leave stuff in our suggestions.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
And remember to
Bye.
dab on the haters.
Bye, Deb!
Bye.
Bye-bye!
It's every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow 5mm.